S4 brought to you by Hunt Premier and Battle State Games in partnership with Steel Series. And we've got that giveaway going on. There's not a ton of time left to get in an exclamation point ACS4 for your chance to win some extra stash space as well. One exciting series done and dusted. 3 more on the board. This next one, Sicario taking on K3.
Yeah, absolutely. We're waiting for this one all day, personally. Can't wait to see what map we're going to be going to. Hopefully we get a little bit of a switch up. I've been seeing Skybridge for a long time now. So maybe we can push it on the back burner until maybe a little bit later, but we'll see when that time comes. Ladies and gentlemen, the giveaway is shortly going to be drawn, so make sure that you use these last seconds to finally get in there, exclamation point ACS4 in the BSG Twitch channel. And then make sure you move on your way to the Hunt Premier Discord to claim your prize if you so happen to win. But we'll remind you that very soon. Sicario versus K3. This is a battle of staying in the tournament. Tomorrow will be the very first day of the playoffs. This is the last day of the group stage. And then that will result in whoever basically gets the 2-0 here. But most likely the round differential will be in favor of Sicario.
Yeah, and that will continue next weekend as well for those playoff runs there as well. But yeah, you know, Sicario K3, we're going to be starting out on day 5, heading to bowl at some point. I think, you know, Sicario, they're hungry for their first win. They've been struggling a little bit here in ACS 4. And so I think K3 would be a good team for them to begin to find their footing as they, you know, hope to get prepped and ready for playoffs. But that can be said for K3 as well. This is a team that has a great group of individuals on the squad. They're kind of up and coming, some rising stars amongst the scene, if you will. And so if there was ever a team amongst this list for them to upset, it would be this Sicario team, who has been struggling a little bit here in ACS 4.
Yeah, and you know what? K3, they really need something, because the matter of the fact is that every single Div 1 tournament that they've been in that's strictly Div 1, it's not really gone their way. They've been placing somewhere near the bottom, and it's going to happen, right? They're obviously dominant in Tier 2 groups because they won the ASPL. They're your champions from over there in the Season 1, and they performed really well in the LCL as well. So when it comes to HPL and stuff like that, it's been a tough battle for them. If we want to see them improve and get higher in the standings, gain some more fans as well. The world stage, ACS4, is the top level and would be the best place to do that. Let's see if they can topple the previously HPL champions 2 tournaments in a row. Sicario main roster from the European region, undefeated in 2 HPLs.
I mean, K3 won my heart over a long time ago as they begin to make their drive up here, you know. And I honestly, I didn't expect them to blow these teams out of the water. I mean, most teams don't when it's their first time in a setting like this. So I'm just glad that they're getting this experience under their belt, that they've stuck together as a team, that they continue to grow together. And so that's what I'm looking for here. You know, obviously they want to win both games, punch their ticket into the playoffs next weekend, but I think at a minimum, they're just looking to get one game from a talented team here.
Yeah. And, you know, it really comes down to, like, roster changes sometimes. A lot of the most impressive teams and
Putain, normalement, il y avait la traduction. C'est un temps, ils avaient mis la traduction.
Lock in a roster and
Je crois qu'ils n'ont pas activé la traduction sur leur stream.
They've had a good roster for a while now, but they've made changes over a little bit of time. And they're maybe just starting to finally get their footing there and really get comfortable with each other. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to draw the winners of the Stash expansion. 2 times lines. That is 20 total slots of a free expansion space giveaway. 10 winners. Check it out in chat. We're going to announce the winners, and any second. Drum roll, please. You already did it. One more. Yeah, that's it. Have a look into the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Currently starting it off with the Ronin TTV, War Dog E, SP Tarkov, or S Parkov, sorry, 420, Logic 12221, Salam Sarn, Dev, Your Sausage. Okay, I don't know if I could say that. You know who you are.
The sausage guy. You got the guy who loves sausage. You know, I love sausage. Sausage is great.
My Curion looks like Pedge Pej VL. We got Armani MF, Captain Freddy, and that's going to be it. So make sure you join the Hunt Premier Discord. Look for the Contact Us text channel. That is where you're going to follow your ticket to receive your winnings.
Yeah, that's right. One more time. We have the Ronin, War Dog, Logic, Slamsarn, Dev, your Sausage Garbler, Mercurion, Pej VL 172, Armani MF, and Captain Freddy. You are our lucky winners of that stash expansion. So a little extra room for you. As Kirk said, be sure you got to join the Hunt Premier Discord. Make that support ticket, and we will work toward getting that key over to you as quickly as possible. A friendly reminder, though, everybody is working very hard behind the scenes, putting on the show today, helping run it as smoothly as possible. So just bear with us, have a little patience, and we'll get that key to you as quickly as possible.
Sparkov, my apologies. That was a command in chat from the bot that I thought was a giveaway winning, but yeah, my bad.
Là, il parle du giveaway, il parle du giveaway qu'il y a ici, en fait.
Sauce just read off the correct list.
Ici,
So if any of those names are you, yes, you have won. Join the Hunt Premier Discord. We're waiting for you.
We are waiting to hand over those 10 lovely keys to our wonderful winners here today. But we're not done just there. We got a lot more stuff to give away throughout the day as well, from more in-game items to physical items, courtesy of SteelSeries, a beautiful wireless mouse, a phenomenal keyboard. So you definitely want to make sure you're hanging out for all the action here today.
Head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, up next. We talked about it. Now let's put it into action. Sicario versus K3. This will be my personal favorite game of the day, but why don't we have a look at the legendary roster list that these two teams have brought out. Of course, none other on the left side, the ex-pro himself, now still pro, but in a different game. Who other than Kiyoshima, captain of the Sicario lineup, closely followed by key members Luki, who I still believe has the ACS kill count record. I need to confirm that, and I'll probably get that done for next week. But Luki, Zaki,
and Gyoshama, Luki,
and on
Zaki,
the side of K3, your rising shining stars looking to topple the former juggernauts of Sicario. Malakin leading the way, Giros, Halava, Griffin, Reynolds, all very exciting players to watch. They've made it to the biggest of big stages. Can they shine bright here today? Can they find a way to take at least a game from Sicario and maybe build off the back of that? All of those questions and more will be answered here in a few moments, because we've got those maps as well. Going to be starting out on Bay 5. We haven't seen Dest yet today, but Fort, Iceberg, both of the newest maps banned away here from these two teams, Kirk.
Ah, the ball.
So
Okay.
that's kind of just
ça
the
veut
way
dire
it's
qu'ils
going to
sont
be
bons.
sometimes. These teams just
Ça
go
veut
back
dire
to
qu'ils
the
sont
reliable, you know.
On les parle un peu.
Just
Ça veut dire qu'ils sont
having
bons
those
sur cette
rounds
map
was
là.
hoping to see some Iceberg.
S'ils
I
ont
know
pris celle-là,
Bay
c'est
5,
qu'ils
they
sont
might
bons sur
switch
cette
it
map
up. In fact, I
généralement.
think Bay 5 was a really, really good map to watch yesterday. There was a
Ah,
lot of
bien voir de toute
analytical
manière.
plays that you could really get down to a T. This is the map that Sicario yesterday were, yes, they lost, but they were very dominant on it. They were getting kills through the wall, through smokes, because when they were playing XPA, they were reading them so well. XPA, there was a lot of members that would play the same position multiple rounds in a row, and then they would just get punished because they don't change it up. Shot through the box, game over, buddy. Sicario, very scary here on Bay 5. I know that they used to be really good on Bay 5. It was kind of their main map, but as of somewhat recent, they have switched it up. And but it looks like K3 are going to be taken for a run for their money here for their own map pick.
Hopefully they take them for a big run for their money. I'd love to see them take at least a game away from Sicario. Again, they're just a fun team to watch. But Sicario, they've been a staple around the scene for a while. And again, it's, you know, I'd love to see any team win. I've come to grow and love all of these players as I've gotten to know them over some time. And so you always hope that they both come and just put on the best performance possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at a bit of history here, yesterday Virtus Pro went against K3 on Bay 5, and they only ended up getting 2 rounds on top of Virtus Pro, where Sicario actually came up and got 5 rounds on top of XPA during Bay 5. So day number 1, though, Bay 5 was played by K3. Again, they only got 3 rounds. So far, every single time they play it, it's not necessarily going their way. I don't really think that comes down to the map pick, though. It's just simple experience that K3 has yet to get under their belt. And unfortunately, to be honest, it's a scary matchup in the bracket that you're in. You see all those 3 other teams that you got to go up against. It's tough, regardless. You could be playing a map where your enemies don't even have, any knowledge of the map, but it's just the group that you're in is so scary that it doesn't even matter anyway.
I mean, yeah, K3, I don't think it was a map thing. I think it's the fact that they played back-to-back champs of Virtus Pro and then XPA, number 2 position of previous Arena Series Cups. So, or the Arena Cup Series, excuse me. But I think that was the biggest issue, right? They played what could arguably be the 2 toughest teams, not only in their group, but in the whole league, in the whole tournament as a whole. So, again, I think that's why this is their best opportunity here. Sicario has been struggling a little bit here to kind of get going, and we're used to kind of seeing them kind of be in that dominant role, so to speak. And so if there was a time for K3 to pull off an upset, I think it would be right now here today.
Yeah, and this is their best chance, in my opinion. Both teams have yet to claim a map at all in any of the best of 2s. The only real difference when I look at Bay 5 between these 2 teams is that Sicario maybe has like 2 or 3 rounds above them from what they've been able to pull off against the other players in their group. So I think that this will be a nice, close, even game. And I think it'll be even closer than maybe the last one we watched.
May just be a close one. We're going to find out here. Forlex is wasting no time. He finds a nasty little 2K. He's hungry for kills and he can't get full because he's got the triple.
Forlex qui prend la...
Instantly lays back down. He's going to take a passive position here. If he spams any more of those bullets, we know how well 9x39 loves to jam up on you. So he's going to let that cool down a little bit. Zaki on site, playing the slow game with Malikan. The dance comes to an end. Malikan receives a couple piranhas to the head.
Giros, the lone member here in a 1v5. The device at mid has been spotted. Luki will let the spear sing, but won't find the kill here or the damage that they were looking for. Ring around the rosy one more time. Giros on the hunt. It's the peak from Luki and the head of Giros that gets popped.
I mean, the only member there even receiving a bullet was Forlex, and he still had about 80% of his health left there. So Sicario up for a full 5-man win in the first round on defense. I think they shine a little bit more on defense.
C'est bien la séquence comme ça là déjà.
Especially around that A site, they kind of have a similar
Je trouve que là c'est bien
A
là.
site hold like Virtus Pro does in my
Let's go
opinion.
la game
They
enfin.
used to match them really well in the past.
Non, mais ça fait un moment que ça commence lent. Ça fait déjà au moins une game là. Ça fait déjà au moins une manche que ça commence
lent. grabs their first round. They do it decisively. See some of those nades raining down. It's going to be Kiyoshiba to find Malikan, and Malikan has really been the shining star for K3 here. The boss goes down. Luki goes, finds 2. Luki got one in the mix, and Sicario.
Là, Fifu, je le sens chaud là.
Squad that we're used to see it.
Là, Fifu, je le sens chaud là.
Minute and 30 on the clock, and what's Griffin's plan here? Inside the smoke.
En fait, là, ils prennent la pause.
Look at the wrist will result in another. He hears the grenade being pulled, so he starts to make his way towards that area, but goes
c'est qu'il est juste à droite,
on that wood, so it's not giving them the audio he needs.
Voilà, il était dans la même circuit.
Ready to clean up the job. Sig Spear is a menace.
Ils sont en train de gagner pour l'instant, Sicario.
I mean, the Spear is, again, it's the number 1 picked gun, right? According to the Kirk
as of
analyst.
Day 2.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great gun. It's got phenomenal stopping power. Yeah, it might lack a few rounds in the mag, but I think you make up for it in its consistent stopping power. Sicario, great start for them here. A nice 2-0 lead, K3. We'll see if they can find a way to inch back into it. We've got Halava here on that Enforcer, who's also been playing very well, but Jumbik coming out as well, maybe as a sub here today for Reynolds.
Oh, I see. Yes, Jumbik. I believe K3 also had a sub playing yesterday. Starting it off, Griffin. Nade across the map. Forlex will be feeling the pain as the top member so far in terms of kills has gone down. Luki is waiting on the other side of the smoke. Oh, so patiently. Griffin got one with the nade, but shortly after, it was not really long lasted. Your ass up for 1 onto Luki. 3 versus 3. Split up is 2 of the members from K3. However, the bomb currently by itself. Don't want to get caught out here. We got a little bit of support. Slow and steady for Zaki. Lava. Enforcer versus Enforcer. He's got help from his teammate. Beautiful job. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Got to be cautious of this back alley, though. Kiyoshima beginning to shift forward on the spear here as well. Often knows that there's one sitting back toward this box. Denies the plant from Giros, though. No, it does go down just in time. Goes finds Halava. Jump kick. The last standing member, but it goes to find the headshot as well. And Sicario has come out firing in all cylinders here on Sunday.
I mean, Goes is seeing red at this point. I feel like he's non-stop. He just wants to hold that shift button. He's currently got 5 kills and just
MVP.
Shut down the rest of his team as the top fragger now. Also, 0 deaths on the board. Impressive work from the old EPA member Goes.
Pourtant, il a fait du Tarkov.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about. Sicario's been struggling a little bit. This was a good opportunity for K3 to maybe find their upset, but on the other side, it's a great opportunity for Sicario to regain that footing and make that stand here on the final day as they look to power in toward the playoffs and see if they can begin to make some ground over there.
For sure. I absolutely agree. We need it now. K3 going for an aggressive push out through Forklift again. This is what happened, I think, on round number 1. Smoked off currently, and possibly some positions being held hard, but there's a little cut in the smoke there. Furlex might just see him, but Ures is going to spam through. Nothing connects. Listen to all those bullets. Look at the health bars. Nothing.
We'll slow down here. Gonna wait for this smoke to begin to dissipate, so it's gonna eat up some time. Kiyoshima's gonna find nothing in the meantime. We do see some players beginning to shift toward that harbor side. You talked about those open holes there that you could potentially arc some nades in.
Yeah, I'm looking for something there. I mean, I have a look at the K3 lineup right now. They only have 1 nade in play. It is a V40, so it's possible to get something clean on the go. Ures is in position. Jumbik finds Furlex. Takes it back down to even. Kio's going to relinquish his position inside the defender side spawn. And Luke is just on a tear right now. This guy is insane. There's a reason why he has the record, and he wants to keep it.
Oh, GG ça.
Oh!
Alkin found a nice shot there. It was Luki to answer back. Giros from this position behind Harbor here, rotates around, finds a nice pick, spots one more, but is all alone here yet again. Has an idea that someone's maybe rotating around. I think heard the audio cue. The pre-fire comes in, but that member not there yet.
Bomb picked up, 20 seconds left to go. I think Sicario should realize that we need to push in quick. I mean, stop this plant and just kill time. We don't have to do any retakes. No, they're going to play it safe. They're going to play this buddy system. This is where we expect Kio to jump forward and then Zaki to take his position for a distraction.
GG.
No, all right, just slam him down with Piranha. That works too.
Caillou qui gagne la manche.
4-0 start here for Sicario. Guarantee a tie to half for them, and looking good at the moment. I'd say that on Bay 5, I think the defensive side is probably a little more favored, but at a minimum, K3 is still going to be looking for those 2 or 3 rounds. It's been Alkin who's had a ton of frags, at least through that first day that I was able to cast, and maybe struggling just a little bit here. We've seen Halava do really well in the Enforcer, still stuck with a donut at the moment, so we need some of these key members to really get rolling here.
Yeah, I know how talented the K3 roster can be. I feel like their kryptonite is kind of just like getting run down really quick.
Fifi a changé d'arme.
The team pushes them fast. They're usually not ready for it, but if you give them time to really lock it in and think, it can be a dangerous strategy that they can cook up.
GG. Oh, GG.
Back alley.
GG.
What is this man on today?
Oh, vas-y. Vas-y. GG. Oh, la full team. Oh, la full team.
My man hits the Penta. All
la
five in the bag. Furlex
Il a win.
is a monster.
With the
Ah,
SR3.
là, c'est 2 French Tarkov Monster, là. C'est Tarkov Monster,
ammo
là.
conservation at its finest.
Tarkov Monster, là, sérieux.
Unreal. He hits the reload, so you know he shot 30 at least.
Wow.
Close to it.
Je suis choqué, là.
Point,
Je crois qu'il est chaud, là, le Fufu, là.
The way these guys can work their weaponry is just on a different level.
Ah, il est chaud, là.
Such a crazy play. Furlex looking to rival his teammate Luki on the kill board.
I mean, Cracked and I had to talk about it in day one. Furlex, who was always good on the TRG, but had a little bit of a downtime, has swapped to the SR3M and has been having a field day. Speaking of field days, it's Plaid Stripes in the kill feed, but now it's starting to turn red as Jump Kick Halava combined
Après, ça veut
for
rien
2
dire,
there
hein.
as well. And I believe it was Malikan that opened up with that first one. They've got the player advantage. The device down in a bit of an awkward spot, though.
Yeah, Enforcer and Assault left up. Keo pretty consistent with this weapon. We're going to see what Zaki, though, can do to start it off. It's going to be a shotgun for shotgun trade out in the mid lane, but Malikan is looking to help Halava. Zaki does pick him up. Headshot onto an Enforcer that somehow pins his helmet.
Jump kick. Trying to thread the needle. It's going to be Griffin to find the headshot onto Kiyoshima. And now on a 3v1, it comes down to Zaki. We'll let that
Ah ouais, mais de
Saga
loin, on le
sing,
compte,
but
c'est un
it's
peu de la
Griffin
merde.
to find the pick. And now K3 will get on the board here.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep that
c'est pas grave, c'est pas
snowball
grave.
rolling.
Ils
This
ont
is
gagné-
exactly what
ils en
Jumbo
ont
Team
gagné
did,
une.
right? They were down a lot at the start. They bring it
C'est
back,
rien.
and then it
Ils ont
allows
gagné
them
les
to
autres.
consistently put more
Eux,
rounds
ce
on
genre
the
qui
board.
se remettent de
It's
leurs
just
émotions, tout ça.
a game of momentum. You got to
Ils
keep
se
it this
remettent
way.
bien.
It was a bit dangerous, though, at the start. It was kind of a, like, back and forth there in the mid lane, kind of just randomly, right?
Fufu qui a quand même.
So I'd like to see them try to take
c'est
advantage
utile,
of a
hein,
position
là, du coup.
and maybe try to use a
Il a fait une
V40 to
full
get
chim.
Furlex off of the back alley there on A. That could be a good strat.
Ok, deuxième
We'll
greu.
see how they have to play it here in round number 7.
Waouh!
Fades
À la
coming
fois, il y a
close, but
les.
Cigar on that one. As Furlex continues to just shred the competition. It's already another 2K all day. Can he find one more? It's Lukey for a 2-piece before Halava chops him down.
Fresh up a 5K, looking for 3. Lukey up for 2. Lava, the last one remaining. He's going to get stuck in the reload of the mid lane and goes. He'll have a piece of the pie as he shuts down Lava to get Sicario. Their 6th-round win in the 7th. They're so close.
Fufu qui est en tête.
2
Il a
rounds
3
away
MVP
for a
et il a
minimum
10 kills.
overtime guarantee.
Il a 10 kills, les gars.
That's right. I mean, 7-1 half
Même
would be
lui qui-
phenomenal for
ils sont
them,
tous
but
les deux à
you've
10
got to be
kills, là.
incredibly happy with a 6-2 half if that's the way
Lucky,
it
il est mort
plays
4
out.
fois et Fufu, il est
Sicario
mort 3 fois. lui.
getting it done here on the final day. Lukey, Furlex into double-digit kills here and really putting on
Ouais, ouais.
an absolute cinema of a performance.
I mean, this is the Sicario we know. This is what we need out of them all the time. Starting to bring it out later in the tournament. Better late than never. So they could easily secure their spot here in the playoffs. Alba ever so patient. He has the audio on Keo, I believe. And you should expect someone back alley, but the way that Zaki is currently creeping up on him right now, it might just catch him off guard. I feel like it will. He also received a flashbang there. We can see by the sunglasses. Griffin. Any second now, it's going to explode.
Oh, il joue. Oh là là, comment il joue. Il joue la stratégie, là.
Oh.
Much slower round than we're used to really here. I mean, it's not too often we hear the ambient sounds of Bay 5, but now the guns will sing out. It's a hailstorm of bullets that leaves Malikan and Halava in a pool of blood. 5v3, make it 2 as Kiyoshima will get in on the piece of the action. Giros, does he know there's one tucked in close?
He's in the same spot. Oh no, the Walker strat.
Zaki.
Is that the Walker spot? I believe it's that one or the one
Ah ouais, non,
a
mais
little bit
Zaki,
further
il les
back.
a destroy, là.
But yeah, that's kind of what he's done in the past, and it's worked quite well, right? A lot of people don't check that corner. You got to really watch where your barrel is on the shotgun because it is quite long, but it commonly is an enforcer that is doing that.
Yeah, as our boy Blue would say, you got to check your Connors from time to time.
Sir.
But yeah, Zaki coming up big. Zaki's another fun player to watch.
Zaki,
I mean, he's
il
comfortable on the
les a
marksman
destroy,
role. He's
vraiment.
comfortable on the enforcer role.
Il
We've
en a
seen him with
destroy
Ash
3, je crois,
12s,
moi.
M7s. I mean, you name it. The guy can do just about anything over here. And doing a great job on this enforcer class, sitting at 5-2. Really, everybody
Ça
from
pique,
Sicario
ça
playing
pique, là.
here flawlessly today.
Well, you're speaking
Là, il
of
gagne
the,
Sicario. Sicario.
reserve
ils sont à
player
droite,
there
c'est
for
les bleus.
K3. Actually, yesterday it was Blasty stepping in, and that was actually one of
Lucky.
the members that I was really, really interested in looking at. He was going crazy. He was really quick on the
premier
clicks
kill.
and getting
Attention, est-ce
multi-kills
qu'il va enchaîner le kill?
successfully in the round.
Lucky est en train de
Lucky
chercher
starts it off, though,
le prochain kill
onto
pour.
jump pick, and that's a completely
Non, je
open
rigole.
back
Vas-y, pas faire le
alley. That is
commentateur.
not what you want to see if you're on the defense side this
Attention,
early
oh là,
on.
Zaki,
Shotgun
Zaki.
versus shotgun,
Oh là
legs
là,
versus
Zaki.
legs. It's
Oh
Zaki
la
to come out on
vache.
top, and Furlex up
Oh
for
la vache,
another one on
Zaki.
the Euros.
Il a fait encore un kill aux pompes.
Sicario continuing to have success here, even as they swap sides. Malikan hoping for something. He's got Griffin, who is prone in front of him here. The plant hasn't gone down yet, so K3 can still be a little patient, trying to find a pick, but it's
Voilà,
Furlex
pour
from the
team.
back alley. He's come all the way
Furlex, ça fait les 2
around.
derniers
He'll
kills.
find Griffin and
Oh là
Malik
là,
both.
quel goat. Quel goat. Je rajoute. Je sais pas trop ce qu'il dit le mec, mais bon, j'essaie de traduire un peu. Moi et l'anglais ça fait 2.
Minimum. So now, K3 have their biggest challenge yet. Can they do it? Can they write themselves in the history books as the comeback kings here on day 5?
Well, they're going to need 7 rounds in a row, and it does sound weird to say, especially against a team like Sicario. Little nade bounce off the lamppost there. We'll line up Larry. Unfortunately, it doesn't find a home. Giros shifts forward. It's Furlex. How do you stop this man?
Mais Fifu, il est chaud ce soir.
I don't know, you gotta put one of those ball and chains on his legs or something.
Lucky,
so he can't
il est chaud ce soir aussi, Lucky. Mais wesh.
Kiyoshima, it's like everybody's grabbing one today.
Wow. Non mais là les gars, je crois que depuis leur dernier match, ils sont en train de se...
Everything clicks when you're playing. Every shot seems to hit. Everything seems to go your way. And it seems like that is the case here for Sicario on Bay 5. They will close it out in dominating fashion here.
Ils ont gagné la première map.
8 more to the round differential.
Lives the game.
Extremely impressive. Furlex, I think...
Ils ont gagné.
I said it a little while ago, but I think he's going to be known
MVP.
as
Furlex. Oh là là, 14 kills.
Well, they don't get the win.
Ça, c'est le Fifu, ça. Ah, mais en plus, il a
They do
là.
get the win, but he also gets the MVP here. 14 kills, 3 deaths. Lukey was right behind him, though. 13 and 5. So I think they were fighting out for that first place spot. But yeah, I think Furlex, you know, making this swap to the SR3M has been a big difference maker here for Sicario. And this is what we want to see from Sicario. I felt like they had been having a little bit of a tough time in these opening days. It's nice to see them find their stride and begin to work back into it, but they still got to get through Bull, and I feel like Bull is a map that K3 performs much better on.
Je crois que 4-3 ils vont perdre.
Yeah, I mean, well, K3 did pick Bay 5.
Je suis sûr qu'ils vont perdre 4-3.
So,
parce que là, vu comment ils jouent Sicario,
I don't even know what to tell you at that point. K3 are just in the worst place.
Là, vu comment ils jouent,
I really want to see them come out
c'est sûr ils vont gagner.
It's a bit too late. Sicario has the round differential up, and at this
c'est sûr ils vont gagner là, tu vois, genre là c'est totalement sûr. Là c'est la petite pause là. La petite pause, genre voilà, machin et tout, tu vois. Mais ouais. Moi je crois qu'ils vont gagner vraiment. Ils vont gagner là. Là vraiment ils ont joué vite, mais intelligemment. Tu vois, alors que la dernière fois, waouh, ils avaient une équipe de fous quand même en face. Hein. Ouais, là ça parle. Là les gars, là ça va faire que parler pour l'instant. Donc là, je coupais le son quoi, ça sert un peu à rien.
Got to get that whole crew popping off together, though. I talked about it in day 1 and day 2. You know, we've had different stars that are kind of stepping up and having those big moments, but we need to see it as a full, consistent squad.
Ouais. Les gars, surtout, n'hésitez pas à vous hydrater, aller boire un coup, un truc comme ça. Aller aux toilettes aussi, tout ça, tout ça. Moi d'ailleurs, en parlant de toilettes, je vais y aller, ok? J'en ai pour quelques petites secondes et je reviens. Ok? Allez, je vous dis à tout de suite, les gars. Je vous mets carrément le son du stream, comme ça vous entendez quoi.
But on Bowl,
c'est mieux que la musique.
There's a lot more choke points, I think. And there's a lot less, there's a lot less opportunity to have like a 3-man rush that's like completely split up. So those like really, really fast kind of hold down left click, you know, spray and pray situations don't come out as often. It's more utility placement, and that's kind of what we saw in the last best of 1 from Tarkov Help and Jumbo Team. Whoever had the best utility placement and time management is usually the one that came out on top. Long range kills and early frags were very consistent there. Will it happen again? There's not really anybody on either of these teams that favor that TRG or have an option of favoring an assault class with one of those 1 to 6x scopes or 1 to 4x. So in reality, it's going to be an up close and personal battle. K3 need to really lock it down. Hopefully they don't fold under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Furlex on the TRG a ton, but I would hate to take him off that SR3M. Now, Zaki plays this
Yeah,
marksman as well, though. We've seen Zaki on the TRG. I think he runs that monster scope on it, but he plays
oh,
that on
2x.
Bull a lot. So, yeah, and he plays
Really?
that on Bull a ton. So, we might see Zaki pull that out as well. I'm not sure if there will be anybody on the side of K3 that will be dipping their toes into that marksman role, but I don't know if they necessarily need it. I think they've got to find a way to overcome what is Furlex at the moment. I mean, obviously Lukey was right there behind him, but it was seeming like Furlex just didn't miss. I mean,
Oh
great
yeah.
crosshair placement, great spray transfers, great decision making, and it allowed them to really kind of have a dominating performance on Bay 5.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about that ace, man. 5-man kill in the back alley, and even then, a couple rounds later, he was up for a triple where one of those kills was very impressive because it was real all audio at that point. He heard the footsteps, he pre-fired it, and then the K3 member just walked right into his bullets because he just knew. So, I mean, that was one of the important things Sicario did when they played yesterday. Recognition of enemies playing in the same position constantly and not switching it up. But, ladies and gentlemen, first map of this best of
Oh.
2 has concluded, so let's check out some highlight reels and see exactly how Sicario got to the position that they're in.
Oh là là, les clics qu'il a fait quand même. Est-ce qu'ils vont passer quand il a fait la full team? Ouais, la grenade qui s'est pris. Laissez-la. Ouais, c'est quand il a fait la full team là. Moi je trouve que le pompe il est bien, mais dans ce mode là il est pas ouf en vrai. Hein. Après si c'est bien le gérer ça va, mais... Voilà, dans 5 minutes. Là ça va recommencer là. Mais en vrai le match il a duré 30 minutes là. Hein. Hmm. Bon c'est chiant que ça. Hein. Euh... Bon, gars. Bon les gars, je vous mets une petite instant pub. Ok. Allez, on se dit à tout de suite. Ok. Ça, genre, c'est vraiment une pub. Il y a pas de pub là. Normalement, ils sont censés avoir une pub. Ah, mais bah, c'est peut-être que. Il y en a, ils l'ont pas parce que. Ah, ok, non, mais j'ai bien capté. C'est une liste d'arrivée. Il y en a 1 minute 30. En vrai, s'il rejoue comme là, comme sur, sur la map de tout à l'heure, en vrai, il win. En vrai, il win les deux matchs. Enfin, les deux matchs. Les deux maps. S'il joue comme sur la première map, en vrai, il win les maps. Il win les deux maps easy. Par contre, si K3 win la map, ça fait qu'il y aura une prolongation. Ça veut dire que il y aura une troisième map. Je pense. Je sais pas encore. Ouais, dans 25 secondes. Là, ils vont blablater un peu. Après, hop, machin. Et après, ça va recommencer.
And we're back. It's the final day of Group Stage ACS number 4, brought to you by Battle State Games and Hunt Premier in partnership with Steel Series. One game from this series is done. Sicario, they take it in dominating fashion, 9-1. Can K3 find a way to battle back here on Bowl?
That's going to be the name of the game. K3 need everything that they're willing to muster up to take down Sicario. Yes, Sicario have been falling short recently in their previous games, but in that last one, it was domination. We saw Furlex up for an ace, 5 kills. Then a couple rounds later, he goes ahead and gets a triple kill like it's nothing. Closely behind was Lukey, ending the game with 14 kills, like he so often does. One of the things that we were talking about is that both of these teams, well, K3, they don't really have a dedicated TRG member, but I'd like to see that finally come out on Bull for Sicario. I want to see it pulled out. It's not a weapon that necessarily has a lot of playtime in ACS, more towards HPL and other leagues like that is where we'll see it the most. But so far, it's only been picked 12 times in the last 2 days, 3 days actually. So I'm really hoping to see that come out because
Allez, mettez-nous
I
la
didn't think I would
game.
be a TRG
Oh là
player,
là.
but
Il
when it
parle
comes
trop
down
pour
to
rien
it,
des
I
fois,
think it's
frère.
the gun that I personally perform the best on because it has a long range scope and, you know, getting old, the eyes can't really see too much and it definitely helps me. So I like to see it in pro play and I like to kind of analyze how they play it.
I mean, I think if they have a player that's comfortable using it, it wouldn't be maybe
Enfin.
a bad idea to try it. But if you don't have somebody that's comfortable, you got to go with that comfortability pick. Kiyoshima wasting no time though from downtown. The Kobe's good for one.
And it's actually the opposite of what I said. Look, K3 whip out the TRG, this time on their reserve player, Jumpy. Very exciting to see. Hopefully this can go a different way for them this time.
Lava switching up the weaponry here a little bit themselves. typically running that enforcer class, but see what he can do with the change up here. Malikan often shines on Bull here as well. They're doing it with a player down. Sicario right now showing some patience here. The device spotted though, but not able to find that kill.
Yeah, playing up now that they realize that the V40s are gone. Goes onto Jumbik, and Malikan for one onto Goes to trade him right back out. Malikan forced to reload, but Lava is still holding down this generator position. He's going to get into a fight with Furlex and swiftly get put down. Sicario are up for an easy bomb plant, and Griffin will be smoked off to stop it.
All down to Griffin. Can he find one on the way out at least? It's going to be Kiyoshima. He continues to apply the pressure both from the nades to the guns here. So Sicario, they'll pick up where they left off on Bay 5. They'll grab this first one.
Je la sens cette map, ils vont la gagner. Je sais pas pourquoi.
Not bad. Starting off the game with a beautiful frag grenade, and he's going to be taking both V40s. So obviously this man's got the lineups here on Bull. He knows what he's doing with them. One member heading over towards B site for Sicario. It's going to be Lukey. Going to be holding it down, gaining some information.
Ooh, I thought maybe Jumbik, excuse me, spotted the head there on that jump, but Furlex.
Oh,
Furlex out deep. Furlex finding the headshot on the Malikan, and he has just been an arch nemesis for K3 here today.
En train de se soigner.
Yeah, he gets away with it, but not without half of his health being depleted. That's fine. Full still full. That's really all that matters here. Smokes come out a little bit later on in the round, so this is good. Going to kill a bit more time here. Sicario, Lukey is still in his same position, and he might possibly get into a battle with Griffin at a long-range angle here. Both with assault rifles. Be an even fight if it comes down to it, but Sicario just waiting for the absolute perfect moment to make their rush in.
Yeah, it's tough to blindly push through a smoke, so you gotta really allow that to dissipate here before you can begin to make your way onto site. But we see things slow down drastically. So now that the smoke begins to dissipate, they'll probably quicken the pace. Lukey spots one from behind though, and somehow knows the head of Griffin.
Yeah, impressive kill right there. We actually saw Jumbik get off of his tower spot and move towards split. So he's not going to have the pressure on ambulance and teammate support.
Là, il joue la stratégie, là.
It's going to mostly be down to Lava at this current moment, holding Gen.
Il joue la stratégie, ça c'est bien.
Not being used to cover Gen, but it doesn't matter because they have site control already, and they're completely slaughtering the opposition. K3 are down to that last generator member. He's going to be out by himself. Can he finish it off?
J'ai MVP. MVP Lukey.
Man, K3, some similar troubles that they had on Bay 5 here now on Bull as well. Malik and Holava have got on the board with kills, but we talked about it. We need to see that whole team here popping off together. Maybe they can find something.
Wesh, K3, ils se sont fait démolir sur une map, ils vont se faire démolir sur leur map.
But I think that again, is going to be that big difference maker. They've got to find some early picks here. Right now, it's been all Sicario.
Yeah. It's really dangerous, too, for K3. Like, they're really, really worried about Kiyoshima's nades. He's been really good with them. He lines them up perfectly. But one of them is opting in to play up now. It's going to be Uras. He's up far. A quick peek out through curtain. Gain information. Based off of that, they can probably assume that they're not necessarily up close. Lava's in a position of good audio, but they're not pushed up enough for him to actually hear anything yet. So he might get overconfident here and run into that firing squad.
Malikan slowly creep forward here. I believe he hears the audio cue of Goes, about to step out. Goes maybe trying to bait some of that pre-fire. Malikan's going to continue to let the shot sing, but now he has to pop a reload. A dangerous position. Goes not going to press here, though, as Holava does pick up Zaki on the back end.
Going to jump up. Goes is going to spot him back off on the other side of the map. Sicario are slaughtering with 2 kills. Goes is going to go around. And Lukey, this is it. This is the hollow sight blocking the body.
Oh là là, il l'avait pas vu.
Again. This is why some players prefer that Burris Fastfire 3. Sometimes the MRS as well.
Yeah, the MRS has a lot of that visibility, but that reticle does bounce quite a bit. Goes will bounce a couple bullets Malikan's way, though. And now Giros, that lone standing member, spots one prone, will
Ah ouais?
eventually find the tap. He gets it
Ouais,
just
celui qui lui
before
a balancé
death and
une grenade.
destruction rains down from the heavens
Ça
above in
aurait
the
été
hands of
drôle,
Kiyoshima.
le TK. Ouais,
He's yet
j'avoue.
to actually
J'avoue, le
fall.
TK, putain.
He's the only one in this game that still is supporting the donut, but this time the donut is actually good when it's on your deaths.
En vrai, là, ils font une bonne game, hein. La team Afifi font
3 rounds
vraiment
in a
une bonne
row.
game, là.
It
Ils ont
took
3-0,
K3
là.
quite a while to find that first one last time, and one was all they got. And even if they fall here in this game as well, I just want to see him kind of put up a little bit of a fight here. I'd love to see him gather
Ils sont foutus,
at least 2,
K3, ils
maybe
sont
3
foutus.
rounds on this defensive half and see if they can begin to build off the back of that presence.
For sure. I'd like to see, I was going to say, I want to see Jumbik actually get a couple kills here with the TRG, but I mean, already we've seen players like Goz, players like Luki.
Oh
they're
là
so
là.
quick, they're so hard to actually catch out and get a clean
Elle était
thorax
tellement
shot
bien,
because they're going
mais
to bait you all day to fire it
pas
and then push you when
assez.
you're racking that bolt. And, I mean, as we yap about the TRG, it's just too quick. Sicario are already up 3 members.
Il est juste là, hein.
Up 3 members, up 3 rounds. Everything in their favor at
Oh,
the moment.
GG, ça
Giros
fut.
is going to go down to
Et le premier kill de
Furlex. He
Fufu.
just doesn't seem to miss
Le-
here today. 4-1. Luki,
Attends, le deuxième kill de
7-1
Fufu.
with that one.
Mais non.
Kiyoshima, 4-0.
Ils ont gagné.
Sicario looking unstoppable here today.
Where was this the last 2 days? I don't know. They open the chest. They get the gold scar. And they use it to their victory here.
Yeah, well, we also have to remember that they did play XPA and
True,
Virtus Pro, though. And
true.
nothing against K3. They're an incredibly talented group of individuals. Again, I always have fun watching them play, but this is their first time dipping their toes into this pro scene here. And so, you know, a little bit of a tougher go for them.
Oh là là,
but still
j'ai
fighting out
ça.
tooth and nail.
J'ai
Furlex, the
fu.
jump from ambulance, finds the headshot, goes. We'll find the head of
Ils ont 3
Malikan as
V5
well. And
maintenant.
Sicario continues to put on a clinic.
I'm loving the strats. A jump from each side of ambulance completely throws him off.
En vrai, Luki
Has
bouge
to pick
pas.
one. Can't flick that fast. Sicario is just unbelievable in the strategies today. I love their communication. There's a reason why this roster hasn't really changed much at all in the past, like ever, since they've existed, really. Since Kiyoshima, since Furlex, and Zaki got on the roster, it's been pretty stable until Goz came on, but I think he's a good addition to the team.
Et lui, il se fait toucher une fois, il est mort.
Well, you see him being patient. They know that Sicario has to force their way in toward them here as well, but this utility from Sicario has been absolutely on point. We'll see the smokes rain down, the nade to follow here as well. I like the fact that we see Sicario holding on to some of this utility later in the round
Là,
and
ils
really
sont le temps,
using
hein.
it to their advantage.
Starting off the site control take, it's Kiyoshima onto Jumbik. Uras gets one, but Luki is there ready to respond. Grabs Griffin, completely smoked off as the final member of K3, Uras. They have his position completely locked in. They know where he is. And a quick shot through the smoke is all
Putain,
Furlex
mais-
needs to end this one off.
Un
Sicario,
truc de fou, hein.
5-0 currently. And speaking of 5-0, the captain himself, Kiyoshima.
MVP une
is
fois,
in
peu
position.
fut.
Yeah, Sicario's dominating today. They look really good. Again, even though it is against K3, I think that they've really stepped it up as well. I think it's a combination of a lot of things here. And so Sicario, you know, this is kind of refreshing to see from them. It makes me excited to see, you know, what they can do in this playoff setting again against some of these tougher teams from the CIS region, and you know, even some of the teams that have been giving him some trouble in the EU region recently, like Outcast EPA and like Panderic Apex.
Absolutely, a completely different
Déjà un
switch
kill
up
de
here on the
Luki.
strat for
Attention.
K3. 4 members strong near B plat, and they're
Fufu
going
qui a
to
fait déjà 2
cut
kills.
down. Uras and Jumbik are going to be feeling the pain. Sicario are ready for these unorthodox strategies, and tell them
Oh,
that ain't going to
lui-
work
oh
around
non, Luki
here.
devait recharger.
One gets caught with a stim, one gets caught in a reload.
Là, il y en a un qui est low.
Zaki on the Piranha rounds will claim one more life. Griffin still looking for that
Fifi s'est fait
breadstick,
buter.
and he'll get it onto the Juggernaut of Furlex.
GG MVP,
Maybe the
allez,
spark
il gagne
to
la game.
ignite the fire,
Non,
but
mais
Luki, quick to
ils
snuff
y
out the
croient pas,
flame
quoi. Ils
here,
vont
and
vraiment la gagner,
Sicario
cette game.
continues their dominance.
2 rounds away from the side swap. Could be a different game.
Non, mais ils vont la gagner, là, c'est bon. Ils la gagnent, la
See
game.
K3 have an opportunity to get
Ils
2
sont
more rounds
qualifiés.
on the board. Could give them that snowball effect that we've seen
Ils sont
previously
qualifiés,
from
là.
other teams.
Après, ça veut toujours rien dire, mais bon. Là, frérot, 6-0.
Well, you know, we saw
Ils ont mis
Blasty play
un...
yesterday for K3.
Ils vont,
We see
ils vont mettre
Jumbic
le même
getting
score
some
sur le...
experience
que
here
sur
as
l'autre
well.
map.
And I think it's great that K3 is allowing all of their members to get some experience here in this pro setting. You know, again, they've really grown in a short period of time. But Hiroshima, there's someone who consistently finds nade kills. Malikan, though, a nice answer back to bring it to a 4v4. K3 still searching for that first round.
Malikan qui garde la ligne.
Sicario's
Ziras,
map
c'est
pick,
pareil.
so
Il garde sa ligne, il va lancer une
don't
smoke.
Have the nade lineups in the
Il
back of
lance
their
une
mind.
smoke,
They haven't
il tient sa ligne.
necessarily recognized how dangerous it can be, especially in the hands of someone like Hiroshima, already putting very important frag grenades early on to get key kills and relieve pressure off of important positions like generator, headshot, all the likes.
Ah, ça, c'est vu, ça. Wesh.
Thread the needle one more time. I think Furlex is just toying with him a little bit. He's running out, jumping back, trying to bait out some pre-fire, just trying to see if anybody's close or playing around Jin. So just looking for any extra intel and
I see.
Maybe looking to gather some resources from a teammate.
So he's trying to tap the body and then jump back so he can loot him in safety.
Il fait croire qu'il loot.
He's tried it enough times, it didn't work out, so he's just gonna go for it. He ends up grabbing the extra weapon or ammunition.
Mais t'as vu,
whatever
regarde, ils ont tous perdu quelqu'un. Là, ils sont en train de jouer leur vie, vraiment.
Might pass it off to his teammate Zach.
Il reste 20 secondes et il y a personne qui a gagné, là.
Really opting into picking up weapons off of bodies, using them to their advantage. Full auto weapons with high tier armor are always important. Zaki is completely. Or that's Luki. He's on the flank. He made it all the way through split without being caught.
Il en reste un.
Yeah, finds a two-piece. Goes will find one as well, and
ouais.
Just like that, back to a 4v1. Jumbic.
C'est mort.
Looking for some experience. He might get it here. Would love to see a couple nasty snipe shots, but he's got to be careful of the snakes in the grass. It's a quick shot that doesn't find the mark. We'll get another opportunity here as Luki continues to flirt with disaster and maybe try to toy with his food.
C'est impossible.
Oh, Jumbic has a very nice kill, but he also has a lot of AP rounds to dish out.
Ah voilà, c'est bien, ça me semble aussi.
Almost lines it up quite well there. Some of these backup weapons that players will bring on a TRG often will result in them
2-3 manches et ils ont gagné la game.
A couple of AP rounds and not having a full magazine. But as we can see, Jumbic has the 9 out of 8. So I'm interested to see what kind of backup weapon he has brought out, if any at all. Maybe he's just full confidence in this weapon. I wouldn't be ashamed to say that. I think the TRG is a powerful weapon, and you can put yourself on the board close and long range with it. But this performance so far is not going his way. I think this might be his first time in a high-tier professional setting as a reserve player.
Chat, I'd love to know what chat's favorite weapon is. Guys, if you got a favorite weapon out there, be sure to drop it in chat. Sicario looks to go to match point here with so many opportunities to close it out. A lot of pressure toward B this time. We can see a bit of a shift through spawn from K3. The hip fire spray from Luki, and he continues to run it down.
Not even giving them a chance to breathe. Already on site, 2 jumping off, 2 going through lane. Malikan is going to be up. What can he do? Nothing when Luki's in front of you. Red Thorax is a good start. 3v3 and health advantage is actually in the favor. K3, Zaki, wonky little left angle here.
Goes not too far away as well.
Oh, he picked up his gun.
On the TRG himself. A nice swing, and Giros goes down. Griffin, a quick pick back. Goes is going to have to dance around momentarily. Has help from Zaki on the Halava. Griffin on the Zaki and a 1v1.
As much as I want to say K3 have the advantage here, it's unfortunately Goes is able to easily just run around and kill time here. He's going to have to force himself to run up. He's going to go back around, though. Not going to get away with it, Goes.
Je doutais qu'il y en avait un qui allait
right back to where he was. It ends the round off. Stopping the bomb defuse. Sicario up 8 rounds.
8-0.
Swap, but
le nombre de manches, je crois que c'est... Ouais, voilà, c'est 9.
How much
Là,
things better
c'est
than a
la balle de
9-1?
match,
I
là.
think only a 9-0, huh? And Sicario
Yeah.
knocking at the door for that one here. They got a chance to close it out in the first
Attends, je
round of the
crois.
second half. K3 holding on by a thread here in this one, but
Oui,
again,
ils ont
it's been
gagné
a
le
lot
match.
of fun to watch
Je
them
crois qu'ils ont
as
gagné,
they've
là.
grown from the ASPL to the HPL to the ACS, an up-and-coming team, and I really look forward to seeing what they got to offer as time goes
Ah
on.
non,
But
c'est la
it's nice
dernière.
to see them get some experience under their belt.
Je crois que ça fait 8-9,
Oh,
je crois.
absolutely. I'm a big fan of saying, you're not going to learn anything by winning all the time.
Zaki qui est au snipe.
And maybe that actually
Felix
could be
qui a
Sicario's
pris une autre
downfall, and the
arme.
reason why, as of
Kiyoshima
late,
qui est aux
they're not
pompes.
that tier 1, or sorry, top
Et
number 1 place team anymore.
Goez
Is that
qui a
they've
une arme que je
won
connais pas du
so
tout.
much,
La
they
nouvelle
never
arme, je
lost a
crois.
single map, and
Oh,
that
c'est la
resulted
nouvelle
in
arme.
not having many learning
Il y en a un là
experiences
qui est
as the
au...
game
Quelle
evolved.
grenade. Il a pris, je crois, une
Other teams took their
M4.
place.
Je sais pas.
Furlix is going to find another early pick here on the Giros Halava. Furlix back and forth we go.
Ok,
But it
Furlix il fait un
goes, and
kill.
Furlix
Le kill.
yet again.
Et ben voilà,
He's
ils ont
on
gagné la game.
another triple.
C'est cool.
Goals will get the four
C'est
house with a two-piece. And just like that,
Ils ont gagné là
Sicario
normalement.
continues that dominating fashion. Now 9
Ouais,
to
ils ont gagné la
nothing.
game.
As they close it out, they'll grab 3 points. I have to say bye to K3, but we got to give him a big fat GG's
C'est lui
and
qui...
firm handshakes all the way
C'est lui qui est
around
le MVP.
on a great run here in the ACS.
GG à la team à Fufu.
Yep, it's going to come down to that
Mais là,
sometimes.
normalement, là, c'est
K3 have
terminé, là.
everything that they
Ils ont gagné
need
les deux maps.
to be a team that can
Donc là,
learn
ils
and
sont
push
qualifiés pour la
forward
finale,
from
je
here
crois.
on out.
Pour la demi-finale, je
They
sais
have
plus.
all the experience. They've been in pretty much every tournament I can think of.
Ah, regarde.
So it's all down
Eh, Furlex,
to
il est pas
practice
loin.
and VOD review
Il a fait
now.
2 MVP, il a fait 13 kills.
Trim these teams,
Il est mort 3
learn what
fois.
they're all about,
Il a fait des assists.
learn how
Il a fait 2
Sicario lines up
assists.
their nades and try to
En
counter
vrai,
it
ouais. Hein.
next time.
Elle était belle la game. Hein.
This is it. 9-1 in the first map. Even better in the second. 9-0
2-0.
on bowl. Sicario claimed their spot
Allez, adios.
in next
Adios 4
Friday's game. Secure it for the playoffs.
Ah oui, adios 4
Well, I mean,
là, c'est bon.
honestly, I think
Ah oui, adios
we
4
got to
là,
respect
c'est bon.
K3 here as well because they could have just stuck with their full 5-man roster.
Là,
It
c'est
can
bon,
be
4-3,
tough at
ils
times to toss a
ont...
sub in there, and
Ils
kind of
ont
work on
pas
some of that
flex
team
du tout, là,
synergy
hein.
that you're naturally used